Hello everyone, and welcome to my last vlog. I'm back here in Kent, Ohio. I made it home safely from Dresden and finished up our semester very well. I'm very excited to be back and very happy to be here. I'd like to share with you my final reaction to my semester abroad in Dresden, Germany. So what did I like about the program? I liked learning about different cultures and meeting people from all over the world, not just Erasmus students, but meeting German people and my students and learning different views and different ideas. I liked being able to travel in Europe. I didn't get to do as much traveling as I liked because our program was not really conducive to traveling on the weekends, but I was very satisfied with the amount of traveling I got to do. I visited probably about 6 countries, so I was very happy to be able to do that. As far as teaching goes, in the end, I really learned that I liked to teach, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. At the beginning, I was very nervous, and it was very difficult for me, but towards the end, I realized that every effort I put into it and all the hard work I put into it was always worth it. And I love my students, and I hope that they enjoyed it. So, what didn't I like about the program? The schedule of the program was a little bit difficult sometimes because it changed a lot, but it kind of helped me realize that you have to take things one step at a time. So how do I feel now that I'm at home? Being home is definitely a little bit weird. It's like I have to get used to being in America again, and I'm seeing our culture and our country from a different perspective now. After everything I've learned in Germany and focused on and tried to accept all of their different ideas and ways of doing things, now I see things in Kent and in America in general that, the German way might be better, the American way might be better. I'm really glad to be back and have ice in my drinks and have a car and have some of those comforts of home like family, but I also miss some of the things in Dresden, like the public transportation or the bakeries or the beers or the food or things like that. The way of life I had there was very different than the way of life I had here, and both are good, both are bad in different ways, and I'm glad I had the experience in Germany, so now I can look at my culture from an outside perspective. What did I learn about myself while I was away? I learned a lot about myself being in Germany. I think the timing of the study abroad was very good for me. It was good for me to leave during my junior year and take a break from being in Kent. I learned that I have to be brave and I have to be courageous and stand on my own 2 feet. And that's something that's very difficult at times because especially when you're traveling, you have to be creative and you have to think on your feet and make sure you get on the right plane and don't miss your flight or things like that. And dealing with language barriers as well, you have to be able to listen and think about the context of the situation if you don't know the language that well. So I think I learned that I can handle a lot of situations and be strong while I'm away from my family and my friends. So what are my plans now? What am I doing next? Well, obviously I'm wrapping up the vlog here in Kent, and I'll head back to Pittsburgh, and then shortly after I will head to Hawaii to work for a summer there and live with my sister. And then I have 1 more year to finish up at Kent State for my senior year. During my senior year, I would like to work with ESL students at the university in Satterfield Hall and use my certificate in that way. So being a classroom assistant for a part-time job would be some way I could keep up with teaching English and keep practicing and learning about it. After I graduate, I don't know. I hope to use my certificate, but I think one step at a time and we'll see. I have friends that are already using their certificates and have plans, and so hopefully I can keep in touch with them and see what they do, and maybe that'll help me with my decision later on. As far as recommendations for the programs or studying abroad in general, for the TEFL program, I would recommend maybe taking a class beforehand if you really want to travel. It would be very helpful to take grammar or linguistics or computers and LT teaching before you go, so you have a little bit more time off during the program. And as far as packing recommendations, I would definitely recommend bringing enough clothing. I did not pack enough clothing, but I ended up buying a lot there, so I guess it equaled out, but those first few weeks were kind of difficult, having not enough clothing. And a jacket. Bring something according to the weather that you'll be there. Plan ahead with that kind of thing. Same with scholarships and money and budgeting. I didn't have a set budget every week of how much money I had to spend, but I knew in my head where I should be at. So I would definitely be aware of how much money you have and how much money you're spending, especially when you're traveling, because it can be expensive really fast, and especially with costs that you're not expecting or not sure of how much things are going to be. As far as studying abroad in general, obviously, I say do it. I recommend it completely. Get out of Kent, try to experience something different. It'll change the way you think, it'll change the way you feel. It helps you mature and it helps you learn about yourself so much. Being somewhere different, being out of your element, out of your culture, yes, it's a little scary. I understand that, and it was scary at times, but with a few close friends, maybe you'll get through it. Or making a few friends and talking about it while you're there, meeting some more international students, they'll be there with you and they're going through the same things you are. So giving it a try, it is a little scary, but I would definitely say think about it. Take your time and get used to the idea and just give it a try. Research it before you go so you feel more comfortable about what you're getting yourself into. But like I said in my blog, you can see all the information about how to prepare. Take it step by step. Fill out the FAFSA, get some scholarships, do your research about what you need to do before you leave, and you can do it. You can study abroad, and I definitely recommend it. After going through the entire process, there's nothing like it. You'll never forget it, and it's an experience of a lifetime. So I would say pack your bags, hop on the plane, and get it done. So I hope that my blog has helped you guys. I hope that you've gleaned some information or are considering studying abroad more seriously, and I hope you'll take in all the information into account as you plan a study abroad trip. And I'm very, very thankful for this opportunity, and I just hope that the blog will get use and that everyone takes the opportunity. And so, study abroad, Kent State. Thanks. Bye.